On the first day of one of my psychology classes, my professor handed us a short questionnaire and said, before we learn anything else, we're going to start by understanding ourselves. At the time, it just felt like another assignment. I remember sitting at my desk, reading through the questions, checking the boxes, not thinking much of it. But then something shifted. Each question isn't just a question anymore. It was a memory. The questionnaire was called the ACEs assessment. If you've ever heard of it, it's a short quiz developed by the CDC. It looks at different kinds of childhood adversity, things like emotional neglect, family conflict, abuse, or growing up around addiction or mental illness. Each yes answer adds 1 point to your score. The higher your score, the higher your risk for mental and physical health challenges later in life. So when I saw my score, it felt like a number was trying to define my story. Something that didn't ask what happened to you, but instead asked what helped you get through it. Alongside ACEs, we learned about the other measure. It's called the PACEs assessment, Protective and Compensatory Experiences. It looks at the positive side, things like having a supportive friend, feeling safe at school, or having an adult who believes in you. It's about the experiences that build resilience even when life gets hard. When I finally saw my results, I saw an 8 out of 10 on my ACEs test, the highest score in the room, and that number felt heavy. It made me stop and face something I'd been trying to outrun for a long time. That so much of my childhood was shaped by experiences that leave deep marks on your mind, your body, and your relationships. But then came my PACEs score, a 9 out of 10, and that number told a different story. It meant that even though my years were filled with hardship, they were also filled with hope. Hope looked like my first grade teacher who made sure I felt seen and safe in her classroom. It looked like my aunt's house, a place where things felt calm and steady in a way my own home couldn't. And sometimes hope showed up in the smallest ways. Someone checking in, someone listening, someone reminding me that I mattered. And realizing that changed everything. Growing up, emotions in my house were complicated. My father's approach wasn't understanding or comfort, it was control. He told me how I should feel, how I should act, and what emotions were acceptable. So I learned early on that my feelings weren't safe. I became a mirror, constantly adjusting to his moods, reading the room before I even walked into it. And because of that, connecting with other children was hard. Making friends didn't come easily. When you spend so much of your energy trying to stay safe and keep the peace, you don't always learn how to just be a kid. I often felt like I was watching other children form friendships while I just stood outside of them, unsure. Some of my strongest memories tie directly to those ACEs questions. Did a parent insult you? Yes. Did a parent threaten you? Yes. Did you feel unloved? Yes. There is a moment that I remember very vividly. I was having a panic attack, struggling just to breathe. Instead of helping me calm down, my father pulled out his phone and recorded it to show me how later how stupid I looked. Other times, he would threaten me with the belt, reminding me of what his parents would have done to him. That kind of pain leaves marks that you can't see, marks that whisper, home isn't safe. My mom's role was different, but still complicated. She was fighting battles of her own, depression, anger, and the weight of trauma she had never been given the chance to heal from. There were moments when I was no longer just her daughter. I was the peacemaker, the protector, the one trying to keep everything from falling apart. When my parents divorced, I was 13, and it felt like the world had finally cracked open, but maybe in a way that it needed to, because cracks let the light in. For a long time, I thought surviving meant disappearing. It meant molding myself to fit whatever kept the peace. But in therapy, I learned a new skill, one that almost felt foreign at first: feeling, naming my emotions, owning my story. Not just surviving, but actually healing. And here's what I've realized. My ACEs don't define me. They refined me. They taught me empathy. They gave me the heart that notices when someone is quiet because they're hurting. They gave me a passion to be the kind of adult that I once needed. The teacher who listens, the counselor who cares, and the friend who stays. My spark didn't come from avoiding my past. It came from walking straight through it and realizing that I could turn my pain into purpose. Today, I stand here not as the scared little girl who once felt invisible, but as a young woman who's using her story to light the way for others. So if you take anything from me today, let it be this: you are not the sum of what happened to you. You are the spark that can rise because of it. Thank you.